Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
We have an update on the wildfire in western South Dakota that now spans over 300 acres. The Green Acres fire is located 3 miles southwest of Hot Springs in Fall River County and is now estimated at 340 acres in size with 75% containment.
Officials say 15 to 20 fire engines were on scene Sunday morning. This comes after officials ordered evacuations for residents in the area and even closed Highway 71 that has since reopened.
A 53-year-old man died while in custody in Pennington County.
Authorities say when correctional staff did their cell checks Sunday morning, they found the man dead in his cell at the Pennington County Jail.
Officials say he was booked into the facility the night before.
A Sioux Falls man died Saturday due to complications following his heart transplant. KELOLAND News first spoke with Shane Vanderloo in 2023 after a bystander spotted him lying on the baseball field in Renner.
Vanderloo had suffered cardiac arrest and 2 strangers came to his rescue. Last month, we spoke with him while he was in Omaha, waiting for his new heart.
This whole process, it's more a mind game than a physical game, in my opinion. You got to keep your mind positive.
Vanderloo received his new heart on Wednesday, but his family posted that his body was too sick to handle the surgery.
They added that Shane would be thrilled to have everyone celebrate his life.
Now let's get a check on our weather with meteorologist Scott Munt. Scott?
All right, good morning, everybody. A nice day today. Temperatures today, 50s and 60s. These numbers will be well above average. Come with a little bit of wind. Southeastern KELOLAND south wind 15 to 25 miles per hour. But things start to change as we do get into tomorrow. Sneak peek at the advisories, watches, warnings that we have in the area so far, showing a winter weather advisory for the northern Black Hills. That starts tonight, lasts through tomorrow. Winter storm warning tomorrow, south central parts of southwestern South Dakota, and then highlighted in blue there across the east and southeast. That's a winter storm watch for tomorrow. So things will change by this time tomorrow. And Brian will have more details on your forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. Avera is partnering with Feeding South Dakota to offer clinic-based food pantries in Sioux Falls and Parkston. The food pantries will offer a variety of shelf-stable produce, non-perishable items, and dairy products for patients who experience food insecurity.
The program at Avera McKinnon initially is focusing on pediatric and obstetric patients, and the regional president says the early response has been nothing but positive.
Emotionally, extraordinarily positive. I mean, when food is a challenge for you, for those of us who don't think about it most of the time, when food is a problem for you, you don't realize just how emotional it can be. So none of it has been negative, but emotionally significantly positive.
The pilot program was made possible by a federal Healthy Start grant.
The dollars were used on staffing and space to distribute the food, which is being supplied by Feeding South Dakota.
The spring-like temperatures have more than a few people eager to fast forward the gardening season. Landscape Garden Centers in Sioux Falls is currently closed for, quote, winter dormancy, but spring is in full swing inside the greenhouse with a variety of flowers and grasses starting to sprout up.
The garden center manager says there's always something new when it comes to gardening, and this year is no exception.
It seems like there's a big move with organic, moving from traditional fertilizers and chemicals into organic, so we're offering some more of those options for our customers. And of course, we'll have some new varieties of vegetables and annuals, and of course, all of our fun perennials and shrubs as well.
Landscape Garden Centers has a target opening date of April 1st, but it could be earlier if the weather cooperates.
It's a sure sign of spring. One local business has opened its first 3 stores for the season.
B&G Milky Way opens Saturday, including locations at 69th and Cliff, 69th and Louise, and East 41st Street.
B&G Milky Way will open 2 more locations over the next week, with the Sycamore Avenue location opening today and the West 41st Street location opening tomorrow.
The remaining locations are set to open throughout March.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get another check of your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, our weather forecast here as we look at temperatures today. Very spring-like, upper 50s to near 60-degree levels. Clouds, though, will be thicker today, too, so that's one offsetting factor. And we are, of course, keeping our eye on all the changing weather starting tonight, tomorrow into Wednesday. Let's begin with the quilt work of watches and advisories. We've got a winter weather advisory, 4 to 8 inches of accumulation of snowfall in the northern Black Hills. Some wind with that, too, so make sure you're advised of that. We do have a winter storm warning in effect for Winter and areas west toward Martin. That connects to this blizzard warning in northern Nebraska, where winds will be a significant story, running at least at 50 to 60, if not a little bit more than that. Not necessarily huge numbers on snow forecasts. And then likewise, we move east. We've got winter storm watches, technically not for Sioux Falls at this time, but that could change, and that is for blizzard conditions possible tomorrow. I would say for the western part of that watch, it's more late tomorrow afternoon. And then, of course, the timeline continues to advance into Tuesday evening into southwest Minnesota. So be aware of that. Let's march through the forecast now. There are the clouds, Sioux Falls, and those numbers upper 50s to near 60 degrees later in the afternoon. Showers in the southwest, and you'll notice that the rainfall there does convert to snowfall as we get into Tuesday morning. And then the bottom line is that snow continues to expand farther to the east. And yes, it will be doing that changeover there mid to late afternoon from Sioux Falls to Mitchell to Yankton. And it looks like that wind will be awfully gusty in the middle of all of that. So please use extra precautions. And obviously with blizzard conditions, you've got to take that pretty seriously. We've had very little of that this winter, if any. And then now here at the end, we're dealing with some of it here in March. Here's a closer look at the wind forecast. South winds today running 15 to 25 in Sioux Falls. Tomorrow, in fact, overnight tonight, this wind west of Mitchell, that's already going to be picking up. First thing tomorrow morning out of the north, some of those gusts are near 40. And then Sioux Falls, the numbers will be picking up on the wind through late morning, probably gusting in the 30 to 40 mile an hour range. Will be over 40 miles per hour during the early afternoon. And there we are, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 55 mile an hour wind gust in Sioux Falls. And it may get worse than that. Tomorrow evening, 50 to 60 is pretty likely. So given any amount of snow in the air at that point, it's all going to be blowing sideways. Now, our initial forecast here is a 2 to 4 Sioux Falls. We felt comfortable enough to put that out there. There could be some higher numbers locally south of Sioux Falls. And again, stay tuned for updates on all of that. We'll be going through all these watches and warnings as they change throughout the day today. Upper 50s, low 60s for most of us this afternoon. So take advantage of that. Kind of get prepped for the weather tomorrow. We're going to feature the rain to snow blend in Sioux Falls with highs in the low 40s. And then mid-30s on Wednesday with picking up just the leftovers of the snow and the wind. Thursday back to the mid-40s, presuming we don't have a lot of snow on the ground. But again, that'll be also another factor to watch. Another system on the region Thursday night into early Friday could bring another swath of snow, but we're thinking most of that to our south. That's weather for now. Check out the details with our extended forecast at KELOLAND.com.